Hello and welcome back to Sally.exe Whispers Home, and today is the Sally-Amy duo. Now, if you haven't noticed at this point, the route I take is going to be about the same every single time. More so because I need to learn the route in order to speedrun it better. Second off, because the routes I don't take, I have zero experience in, and those aren't very helpful to recording video. Now I have started to greatly improve my speed, but as you can still see, when I'm not certain on what I should go for, I can be a little bit slow. Also, I'm fairly certain that jumping sooner would allow me to land on top of that edge faster. And all QTE events are always going to be the same. If it weren't for the fact I want to show the full routes to prove that for 90% of this I do not use any sort of level select. I'd just skip straight to the next part. Also, yes, I know the mouse is on screen, but that's because I gotta show you guys how I mouse work, considering that this has Sally in it. So I can show you exactly how horrid my current mouse is. I have a better mouse, but its sensitivity is either too much for the clicking gains or too low. There are 4 settings. The most or least sensitive one, well, obviously isn't sensitive enough, but the tick up from that is also too sensitive. So I have no middle ground. So my mouse goes everywhere. Right now I'm using the mouse pad since I'm using a laptop, which allows me to do a lot more fine-tuning, but it has a bit of a rough spot where it can kind of go haywire, especially after considerable use. But yeah. At some point I may clear the other routes, but definitely not while I'm recording for an ending video. That would be its own separate video of beating every individual section of the game. And even then, that would take me a long while to make because it's every individual section. And I suck at the clicking games, even with the auto-clicker. Because I still have to actually be on top of the dots in order to click them. Doesn't matter if I click every millisecond. I still need to be on top of them for a millisecond. Which, believe it or not, I'm actually, with the mouse I use, I can move quite a bit faster than the mouse can click. But yeah, you'll get to see plenty of that. I immediately killed Cream here, so there's not really much to see or hear. I don't go for any alternate continues or give-ups. I just died to the quick time event in order to get Cream out of the way, since I don't have any more unique give-up screens to show for Cream at the moment. Because obviously in some of the routes they're gonna be different ones, but I'm not about to have Cream survive all the way out to the last bit, considering that I can't actually kill Amy and Sally here. So yeah, I avoided that. But yeah, Robotnik has the easiest time against Amy, Knuckles has the easiest matchup against Cream, and Tails is also easier to face Cream than Amy. Obviously, Robotnik has the easiest time with Amy because you literally don't fight as Eggman if you go with versus Amy. So you don't lose any lives. Also, for some reason, the game decided it was gonna slow down anytime I was gonna play one of these sections. I pressed multiple buttons, but after showing you guys the pain it is to die, I'll speed this up for you. No, that seems like it's fairly quick, right? The iframes are perfectly normal, it's just the game moving slower. But if that had triggered when I was actually trying to survive, that probably would have been more useful. But instead of being able to move basically as soon as I can see Cream bounce for the second time, I have to wait for Cream to get all the way into the corner. The bottom right corner before I can even start moving towards her. Which is slow, as you'd imagine. Just so you guys know, this is on 5 times speed. That's how annoying this was. And it doesn't immediately fix itself either. It kinda comes back even when I have to go through the Amy Dream section, but then it kinda dissipates because I no longer have anything to deal with in the air. But yeah, look at how slow that is. But seemingly it's only some animations that got slowed down. I can't really tell if I hit a key or something, but when I tried to hit every single key in order to undo the thing, it did not undo the thing. So yeah, I tried to go for a cheese here, which does not work, obviously, because I have no idea how it actually works. So after I give up on that, I quickly move on and continue to fail. Because I am trying way too hard to get this to work. And then I tried to see if I can use the fireball to burst through the speed checker. Which you actually move slower with the blue boost than you do with the fireball, so that not working doesn't make sense. So yeah. This level is mainly just a choke point because I want to go faster than I am. But it's not actually that slow, it takes like a minute for me to get through if everything goes right. Obviously, I don't go my normal cycle for this because reasons I don't actually know. I'd try something, but then I just go with the normal speedrun strategy of boosting, jumping with the fireball, and landing on the cliff just enough. And then I figure out that rocks do not in fact trigger windmills. I have definitely made that mistake before. I also learned that just spamming the jump button is fast. And this time you'll actually get to see Sally live. That also does mean you'll get to witness the magic that is the clicking game. Also, if you've noticed, the mouse has migrated. It is now in the middle right of the screen. And now that you've noticed it, you won't be able to look away. It's just eternally there. But yeah, I actually managed to not die to this first one. I get rather lucky with the Acceler elements, so I can basically ignore Acceler for this first section, and then just zap him when he gets to me, because I don't like zapping him while going down that section. But you can actually get enough air or distance to reasonably hit him with whatever element in that section. Then you have enough space to actually switch to your element, hit the switch, go back to electricity, and jump down. And I got lucky with it being tornado. I give myself enough room so I can turn around, use my boost. I get lucky again, and it chooses that. I wait on the platform, and I get lucky again with the rock. You can actually get rather unlucky, because, like, fire is the exact opposite of electric's position. You can't just cycle back one, you have to go all the way through the cycle. Luckily, fire is a movement-based one, so even if I don't hit the chute, I do it. Yeah, that time the auto-clicker was not on, and I was not making my clicks. So, jump scare! And now the auto-clicker is on. Good. Got stopped. Getting stopped again and again. Yeah, you see the sudden stops? That's where, my mouse decided it wasn't going to listen. And now I have switched over to the hypersensitive mouse. It's a lot faster, meaning with the auto-clicker, it can rather easily make it to the position. It's more of a matter of properly measuring out distances and how quickly I actually need to swipe. Like, with the auto-clicker, I can swipe much faster and still be quite safe, but without it, I need to be more precise. Which I'll probably actually use Sally's section to practice for Tails', because it's a tad bit more friendly with the full second rather than Tails' like 7.5. Also, I kind of forget to skip this cutscene. And then I remember I can skip. And here's the slow part, so it won't be slow, but it is slow. Yet again, 5 times speed. And off we go to the races. This may look like 2 times speed, but this is 5 times speed. It was just moving at half speed for me. Then obviously I make the obvious decision, but I can't go through these text boxes as quickly as I want to. How fun! That's the slowest part of the speedrun, actually. Getting through text boxes. Also, I kinda get screwed by the lava and all that. I missed the ring because of the platform. I missed the second ring because I go slightly too far too soon. And then my invincibility frames run out too soon for me to jump again. And then I somehow got a super jump off the corner of the building. Don't ask me how I did it. I'm fairly certain I could have actually made that jump without the lava hits. That second one, I tried to do a jump, but I ran off the platform because before I could actually do it. Fire bubble. I actually managed to shoot myself back to the spikes, and then I get there right as the fireball shoots, bounce into it. So I just jump over there. Also, that rock has an extra life in it, if you're wondering. I just don't want it because I'd much rather get the skip I can get from it. Like, why bother with the other half of that section if I can just skip straight to the fireball? Another slog where you have to wait like 10 seconds for a fireball. And yet again, I screw up the second fireball and hit the top section because I didn't let go of jump soon enough. And then I screw up again by jumping twice when I should have hammer flipped once. And then I actually played the game and not get hit by this darn wrecking ball. That was completely on accident, but I'm gonna pretend like that was a skillful play in order to avoid having to go through the slow animation of the fireball spinning. Simple hammer spins will get the day through and over with. And then I have just enough space to do a good spin dash. I run out of platform just in time to not make the hole. But there's Amy Volcano Valley. Rather quick as well, I believe that was only like a couple minutes. According to Speedrun.com, the rules of the speedrun are fairly straightforward. For the all endings category, which is the one I'm going for, you simply cannot use stage select to go to levels you haven't yet reached during the run. Hence why my splits don't immediately start with endings, rather setup. So I can immediately jump straight to the Amy solo right after I complete versus Alex. Now I'm going to have to switch my splits around in order to take care of Tails' route first, because very clearly that's going to be the one I'm going to have the most trouble with. And then go for my setup. I mean, obviously I can do a bit of my setup without that, but it'd be much easier if I do the setup. Or, sorry, I can do the setup for the rest of the routes with Tails', but it would be much easier to get through Tails' section if I'm not also trying to survive with Amy and well, really just Amy, because as long as you get to the dream section, you're good. Also, guess what I do? I, yet again, blow the lightning jump, and it's even worse this time, because I get looped around one of these molten balls of lava. Like, I do this section well, I get hit by the wrecking ball, jump, and get stuck on this planet just long enough to get screwed over. Luckily, I haven't actually had to reset yet. I've just been on that same one life for a while. But luckily afterwards, I move on to Freedom City, which is where most of my deaths for this route come from, because you either have to choose Amy or Sally route. I actually go for Sally, because once again, Amy's route is unpredictable and difficult. While I have both unlocked in stage select, I don't really truly understand how to get out of the tower with X mark in it. Like, I know I have to be quiet, and I know there's alarms. That's about it. Also, here's some dialogue. And then after that, it's time to move on to the actual struggle. Now, the insults thrown between the two make slightly more sense after seeing the memory fragment, which I will not describe. So you have to either skip to the end of the video, which I'd much rather you just do the other option, which is watch all the way through the video to see what it is. Also, if you're actually watching this part, welcome to the sewers. Fairly simple puzzle once you know it, but you simply throw rocks at the tornado. Not drown in the water. Also, I think my tornado is broken, because when you hold A, you're supposed to be able to swim upwards, but I, in fact, do not swim upwards. Also, if it's not obvious, I'll jump to the successful Freedom Tower section for Sally. No reason to make you guys sit all the way through my unsuccessful attempts. Now this part is slightly fun because I get an extra life. That's it. I also charge up this machine. Don't actually know what it is, but I know it opens up the path up top. Which requires you to hit another button with a fireball. Also, not exactly sure how Amy made it through. Because unless there's some major branch off in the sewer, which has less obstacles, which I feel like Sally would know and would take, there wouldn't be any reason for Amy to go through the sewer. Also, yes, I immediately failed the Freedom City zone because I thought I'd have more time and could make the jump without the help of the platform. Also, you have about 3 seconds before the platform drops from below your feet, so you don't have to be in too much of a hurry, but be in a hurry. Zap. You got 5 seconds before another. I think it's like 5 seconds between each one. Okay, so there was like 4 seconds between each zap and some odd. Yeah, there's roughly 4 seconds between each burst of lightning. But I expected to have more. Obviously, I'm not about to speed through this area because those platforms are one-time uses. They do not respawn. I'm also very glad that spring gives you more than enough room because I was worried for a second I wouldn't go far enough when I did that. Because I thought I was gonna have to turn around in order to actually trigger the spring properly. But I play this probably too safe. Also, remember to say hi to X-Park in the background. Hi! Now I'm curious, how does Amy end up above Sally? And there we go. Here is a successful attempt where I also use some neat little strats. AKA using electricity to get around loops very quickly, and skipping some blocks. Aside from that, I just do the level normally. There's not really much you can do to speed this section up. It's mainly just gonna be a slog all the way through. But that's more so because there is not much for me to commentate on that isn't being shown on the screen. For example, I could explain that the rainbow laser that you get zapped with as Sally limits what shields and swords you can actually use to certain elements that are used to complete the puzzles. The monochrome laser is used to grant you back all your power-ups. Or elements, I guess. Also, I think they want you to use the electricity, but I just don't because I find the Twister more consistent. But yeah, when it's successful, it only takes a couple minutes max. Also, Amy saves Sally. And honestly, this next section, Amy doesn't actually think this through, which is understandable considering they're falling. But yeah, if Amy dies, then only Sally's left to protect the emerald. Even if the emerald makes it to the ground, Exceller could easily just kill Sally right after it touches the ground. But Amy had no plan on actually making it to the bottom. No, like, cool hammer slam to cancel out momentum. None of that video game logic shenanigans. Just dead. That's all that's left. Also, Exceller is being somewhat sentimental. You can kind of feel bad for him when you know his story, but I don't. Like, I understand why he's doing what he's doing. which is complicated to say the least. I'll explain it more when we make it all the way back around to the true ending. Or in the versus Alice, it'll really depend. But anyhow, this is going to be about the end of the video. So if you enjoyed it, give it a like. And if you're enjoying most of the content, think about subscribing. I am actually getting closer to 200 subs than I thought I would within this time frame. So thanks to everyone who's subscribed this far. And hope you continue watching in the future. And no matter who you are and how you react to this video, have a good day.